up, everybody? Welcome to the Brendan Ecker Influence. Today, we are talking about the State of the Union address, and we're going to be covering it. We're going to be reacting to it and the entire thing, everything that's going on, everything that is big right now. We're going to be covering it. We're going to be doing it, and it's happening. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're going to be covering the Donald Trump State of the Union address and everything that's going on with that. Okay, so ultimately, what do I think is going to happen? I think it's going to be pretty much the basic of what you see from Donald Trump, right? It's going to be the typical economy's doing great, there's no problems, everything's fine, everything's perfect. And I think that's pretty much what we're going to hear. I do think that there could be statements that we may be going to war with Iran, but I don't think that'll be said during this State of the Union. I think it'll be a lot like 2016 during his first State of the Union. It'll be very promoting the military because we're going to be getting into a war with Iran. And that is more of Donald Trump's intentions. Not really his intentions, but more of his cabinet, so to speak. So with that being said, there's a lot that's going on. So at the end of the day, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to be the result of this entire event? What do you think? What do you see happening? Okay, ultimately, I think it's going to be a pretty eventful occasion. I think Trump is going to again give us the same that he's typically always given us. Right? He's going to give us that basic Trump. Everything is great. Make America great again. And listen, I want America to do good, but ultimately there are so many things that he has to address. The illegal immigration, I want to hear that from Trump. I definitely want to hear about the state of Israel. I'm curious to see if he'll say anything about that at all. And I'm also curious to see if there will be any kind of action that's going to be done about, again, Minneapolis, all of the protesters going against ICE, because we need to protect our police officers, and I do believe that we should have law and order. And so I'm hoping to see that out of Trump. I'm hoping that we get that America first, Donald Trump. And I'm hoping we hear that. Right now, it looks like everything's still pretty much at bay. It doesn't look like there's any too much craziness going on. But what are your thoughts? Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, hey, you need help growing your business? Work with me. Okay, work with me. We help entrepreneurs in all sorts of ways, right? So I am the CEO of Gold Shark Media AI. So if you're looking to grow your business, I can help you do that with leads, SEO, promo, and deal flow. That's pretty much all we do at Gold Shark Media. We help you grow your business, right? We help you grow your business. We help you get to the next level, and we help you really strive and become the best entrepreneur you could possibly be. Okay, and so that's really what I'm ultimately trying to do here. All right, so leads, SEO, promo, and deal flow. Be sure to work with Gold Shark Media. Visit goldsharkmedia.com. We'll build your CRM for you. And at the end of the day, we have our own CRM from $97 a month to $997 a month. We offer, again, we build your entire lead system for you, whether it's Go High Level, whether it's HubSpot, we do it all. These are our clients that you're seeing right here. We have our FAQ, everything you possibly need, okay? And if you want to get some merch, be sure to buy some merch, support the movement. Again, we're also on Gold Shark Media. Follow us on TikTok at @GoldSharkMedia_. Again, we talk about business, motivation, entrepreneurship. But yeah, buy some merch, get a snapback, support the show, support the movement, all of those things. I'm also a Michigan real estate agent. You need to grow your business, then be sure to work with me. I'm a Michigan real estate agent. We work with entrepreneurs and really anybody looking to buy or sell a home in the state of Michigan. And I'm also an investor. So I like investors. I like entrepreneurs. I like people who like money, and I like people who want to really become the best. Okay. And then if you want to become a real estate agent, you want to make a little bit more commission, you want to make more money in your life, then become a real estate agent. I created an online course with over 1,300 practice questions relevant for all 50 states. So no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, this course is relevant for you. Okay, so this is passreusa.com. And again, 1,300 real estate practice questions, ebooks, lesson chapters, interactive videos, and PDFs for maximum value. This is a study guide. It's an online course. It contains everything you need to pass your state licensing exam in real estate. Okay, so again, you want to make more money, do those things, sign up, DM me, and let's talk. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the show. Those are my shameless plugs. And before Trump starts to speak and before he starts to give his announcements, it looks like we are still waiting on Trump right now. We're just waiting. Sorry, these ads. What do you think about the ads on YouTube, right? Isn't it just ridiculous? Isn't it just so great? So again, it looks like we're still waiting for Trump to begin speaking. It looks like J.D. Vance is talking, so we'll kind of go in and we'll see what he has to say.
Mr. Thune, the senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso, the senator from Arkansas, Mr. Cotton, the senator from West Virginia.
Everything's so laggy.
Capito,
Sorry about that.
the senator from Oklahoma, Mr. Langford, the senator from South Carolina, Mr. Scott, the senator from New York, Mr. Schumer.
So it looks like
the
they're
senator
just
from
taking.
Illinois,
It looks
Mr.
like they're
Durbin,
just taking. Looks like they're just taking a roll call right now, seeing who's there, and taking attendance of everybody. Look at that room full of money and power. Look at that. 200 something years, right, of American freedom, American independence, all to come to this. Look at all these faces. Oh, we don't like him. Where my cursor is, if you can see it. Yeah, he's definitely. He's an anti-America guy. Ultimately, who knows what's going to happen out of all of this? Honest to God.
Mr. Speaker, the acting dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
What's going on now? So it's just very interesting behavior already from what we're seeing. And what do you guys think is going to happen with all of this? What do you guys see really going on with the Trump State of the Union address? Ultimately, I think it's going to be, like I said before at the beginning of this, I think it's going to be more of Trump really telling us that everything's great, that the economy's perfect, that there's no more problems, that nobody has to worry about anything. And I think that's going to be overall what we hear. But I do want to hear, but what we won't hear is about the state of Israel and how they're occupying the United States. We won't hear from any of the congressmen in the White House talking about that. Okay, and I'm curious to see if Trump will bring it up at all. I believe that we will probably hear more pro-U.S. military talk. It'll be very much like Trump's 2016 State of the Union address, where he had a lot of military. He had Medal of Honor recipients. He had a little kid who wanted to be in the Air Force, right? It was the whole shtick. And I think we're going to see a lot of that because, again, what we're seeing happen now is we're probably about to be in a war with Iran. Okay, so with all this money and power in the room and all these pro-Israel people, what are we likely to see? Again, what do you think? Leave your comments. Leave your thoughts on what you think is going to happen tonight during this entire debate. Or not debate, this entire interview. Not an interview. Sorry, I'm multitasking right now. Yeah, again, we're pretty much just waiting on everybody, so we're going to hop into Twitter X. We'll see what's going on over here, and we'll come back to the live stream. We'll come back to the live stream for Trump when we know that we're ready to go, when everything's pretty much set. All righty. So let's look at what's new on Twitter X, what's new in the algorithm, what's popping. Okay. So again, it looks like same kind of deal. Right now, the algorithms, Anthropic is the big news of the day. If you watched my first episode at 11 a.m. Eastern this morning, then you would have known that I covered the Anthropic story and how Anthropic essentially is in trouble because they've allowed DeepSeek AI, which is a Chinese company, to steal a bunch of data from Claude, which is a product of Anthropic. And what's interesting about all of that is that this is all interesting timing with everything, right? So this is Senator Schumer. Again, he is very pro-Israel. He said it many times. He believes that his purpose in Congress is to fight for the state of Israel. Always find that interesting. Let's listen to what he has to say.
This is serious, and the administration has to make its case to the American people.
What did you hear?
This is serious, and the administration
So what's he making his case for?
has to make its case to the American people.
This is serious. Administration has to make his case to the American
This
people.
is serious.
I don't even
and
know.
The administration.
Okay, Senator Chuck Schumer, traitor. He's a total traitor, right? Again, we'll check back here. We'll see what's going on. Looks like they're just starting to announce everybody. Again, they're really just taking roll call, making sure everybody's here. What do you guys think about this entire event? Everything that's going down? What do you think that's going on in America? What do you think's going on in the country? How do you feel about things? Ultimately, I think this is going to be pretty much everything we've seen with Trump before, right? This is going to be pretty much the same performance we typically get. So again, we'll try to watch this from the Washington Post. We're getting slow feeds from some of these other live streams. Again, looks like everybody's just showing up. Looks like we're about to be getting started here with this Trump State of the Union address. Again, leave your comments, leave your thoughts. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're hanging out in here. And again, you know, what do you think is going to happen with the State of the Union? There looks like we can see Kavanaugh there. We just saw Supreme Court Justice. I'm hoping to hear, again, if anybody's just tuning in, I hope that we hear a lot of America First rhetoric. I want to hear the 2016 Trump. I want the America First Trump. I want the MAGA Trump back. Okay, I'm not a fan of Mike Johnson. I'm actually not a fan of J.D. Vance. I am a Republican. I'm a conservative. I voted for Trump twice. But what I don't want to see is the Israeli occupation of the United States. That is my biggest concern. This is not about anti-Semitism, of course. This is about national security, counterterrorism 101. Okay, and so, you know, J.D. Vance, we know that he's given statements on really about how he's a never-Trumper, and I'm not a fan of that. Okay, and this is a whole room. There's Max Blumenthal in the background. We can see him. Look at him smiling. Look at him smiling. Look at Max Blumenthal back here. Look at that smile. Whoa. He finds the camera. He knows what's up. That's creepy. That's creepy. That's Max Blumenthal right there. Woo. That's creepy. Look at him just smiling at the camera. Like, is he even alive? That's crazy. What? Anyways, so this is the event. We're still waiting for everybody to show up, and we're still waiting for the Trump to come out and give his statements. I'm very excited. Ultimately, I hope to see an American First president. Again, there's Ivanka Trump that we see. We see Barron Trump there. Look at Barron. Look at all that aura. He's got the aura. Ivanka, and you know, she used to have the aura, but she converted, you know, to a certain religion, and then she lost the aura. So again, this is a full room of power, money. These people are very pro-Israel. Remember when they gave the standing ovation to President Netanyahu? Okay, so there's First Lady Melania coming out now. Looks like I can already see some Vietnam veterans in the background. We already see some of that. Again, Barron Trump with the aura, 6'7". 6'7". If you could be Barron Trump for a day, would you be Barron Trump? I totally would. I totally would. Let's see what you guys have to say about the State of the Union address.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Trump's of the Union. Give your guys' thoughts on what you think about the Trump State of the Union address. There's Scott Bessent. We see Mark Rubio coming out. I'm not a fan of these guys either, to be frankly honest with you. Scott Bessent wants the Clarity Act passed, though, so that's good. This is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. coming out. Oh, what do you think? What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think Trump will talk about? Leave your comments. I'll leave mine. Yep, and there's Pete Hegseth coming out with, again, Scott Bessent and Marco Rubio. I could see Marco Rubio running for president. He's already ran for president, right? But I could see him actually becoming president, whether we like it or not. I'm not a huge fan of Marco Rubio, but I definitely see that becomes, he seems to be fighting for that position. Again, so what do you guys think? Leave your comments. Leave your comments. How do you guys think tonight is going to go? Is tonight going to be for the American people, or is it going to be for the Israeli people? Is it going to be for the bureaucrats? Is it going to be for the, you know what, the you know who? We won't, the names of whose names we won't say for these purposes, right? Again, I do like Kavanaugh. I've always been a fan of Kavanaugh. But again, all of these people, take note, are covering up the Epstein files. Again, I'll say it one more time as I turn the volume down. All of these people are covering up the Epstein files. It's something very important to consider. All right? So, why? Who is implicated? Let's pay attention to the faces on this screen. Pay attention to the faces. right? Of all the people in here, how they change. This is one of my favorite parts about analyzing these events, right? The State of the Union address. You watch how everybody is reacting to each other. You really see how the relationships change, right? So, again, we have all of our people, our Trump people. It looks like these are all, again, the same people covering up the Epstein files right now. What's up with that? What's up with that? How come they are covering up the Epstein files? Oh, my God. There's Howard Lutnick. There's the guy who just so happened to miss 9/11 and got away and just drove his kids to work. Just so happened to not go to work that one day, right along with Larry Silverstein, and he gets away with it. Did I also mention that Howard Lutnick was in those Epstein files? Did I also mention that Howard Lutnick was in there a lot after he said, Epstein is gross. He's gross. He's absolutely gross. But Howard Lutnick is still at the State of the Union address tonight. How many times do you think Howard Lutnick will chuckle about whatever Trump has to say? I want to see how many chuckles we get. Again, so that's going to be interesting to see. Again, here's Robert F. Kennedy looking like a total Chad. There's Kristi Noem. Looks like we see a lot of people here that we know. Tulsi Gabbard. Donald Trump Jr., first time I've seen him here tonight. Everybody seems to be pretty stoic. The air in the room everybody seems to be pretty happy. We're all making money. We're all, we're trafficking children and we're all getting away with it. Everybody's having a good time. We're all loving it. Not me. I'm being satirical, obviously. But again, I am a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm not a Democrat. But I'm very unhappy with what we're seeing, obviously, with the Trump administration. I want to see the golden age, right? Where's our golden age? We're sitting here and we're going to hear how great, the U.S. military is, which it is. But all of this rhetoric is going to be directed so that we can go to war with Iran. And so that's my problem. I think that's going to be a lot of the rhetoric tonight. A lot of patriotism, a lot of hyping up the United States military-industrial complex. And respectfully, I have total respect for anybody who served their country, right? I'm a police officer myself. Obviously, I get it. I know. And you do it because you love your country, but it's like, will you fight for Israel? Will you fight for America first, or will you fight for Israel first? And it's like, what do these people really want? When I look into their eyes, I honestly ask myself that question. Like, do they care about America first? When I look at this room, I see a room of money and power. I see individuals who are opportunists, sock puppets, respectfully speaking, easy to control. And so it's one of the more dangerous things about politics, right? So again, what are your thoughts about the entire event? What do you think Trump's going to talk about? What do you think his statements are going to be? I'd also like to hear some statements on the Clarity Act. What do you think is going to happen with the Clarity Act? Again, who else is invested in crypto in here? All right, I'm a big fan of crypto. I'm very pro-Bitcoin. I'm pro-XRP. I want to see both. There's a lot of Bitcoin maxis. There's XRP maxis. I want to see everybody in the crypto market succeed. But the question is, it's like, are we going to see that? Or is it going to be more of a delayed response, right? Are we going to not get the Clarity Act signed this year? What's interesting is that Polymarket just had an entire prediction that was like 80%. It was like 75 to 80% that the Clarity Act, again, the reason this is important is because it has to do with the future of the financial payment system, cryptocurrency, digital assets. So what was interesting, the Polymarket prediction was at 75% for the Clarity Act passing, and that would give regulation on the crypto laws. But then they ended up dropping that, Polymarket. They dropped the prediction down to 42% chance now. So what's happening, right? Where's the corruption? What's really going on with crypto, right? So what do you think is going to, will Trump mention anything about it? Probably not tonight. I'm not anticipating that he will. I think, again, he will probably talk about the economy, how great the jobs are, how great the job market is, how he's definitely going to talk about tariffs and how raising the tariffs, he's going to get around the Supreme Court. I imagine he's going to say something about that. I think he will be speaking about the war in Iran a little bit. I think it's going to be more about psychological optics here and trying to get people really invested in the idea of going to war with Iran. I'm already seeing the veterans hats, right? When I'm looking around the room here, I've seen a couple Vietnam veteran hats. So I definitely know that they're going to really try to hype up that American spirit, right? Which is great. but they're going to do it for the intent of getting us into war with Iran.
The President of the United States.
Here's President Trump. He's coming out right now. Here's the big man, Donald J. Trump. Will he ever release the Epstein files? Was he implicated in the Epstein files? Will Trump save America? Will he end the deep state? Will he end the apartheid occupation of the United States by Israel? Will Trump be the savior of the West? What do you guys think is going to be the ending story of Donald John Trump? Trump just made a statement a few days ago that, and of course we pray for the safety of all politicians, left and right. We're Christians. We don't wish harm on anybody. But I'm making this statement because it has to do with this very significant event. Trump just made a statement the other night that people were gunning after him, and that he didn't know how much longer he would be around, end quote. And so, who knows, right? I mean, Trump obviously knows. There was just a thwarted assassination attempt on Trump's life just this past week. So, we hope for the safety of President Trump. We hope for the safety of all of our politicians, because obviously, they're not perfect people. But at the end of the day, they need to be held accountable for the things they've done wrong. They got to be investigated. But the question is here, is Trump implicated? The question is here, is Trump good or evil? Is he working with the enemy? Is he playing 5D chess? That's the whole debate. I would say the MAGA audience is split, because the MAGA audience, 50% of MAGA believes that it's a 5D chess plan, that Trump has a plan, and that Trump is in control of everything. And then there's the other side, I would say the America First audience, the Nick Fuentes audience, who is more, countering Trump right now, because we're like, hey, where's our deportations? What are we getting out of this? What are we getting out of sending billions of dollars to Israel? Okay, so again, I'm paying attention to everybody in the room. Pay attention to any strange body behavior. If you see anything weird, right? You got people shaking Trump's hand everywhere. If I was his Secret Service, I don't know how they even let this happen, honestly. This is such a dangerous spot. I mean, if I was Trump's Secret Service, maybe they got chemicals. I already know, actually, they do have chemicals that you put on somebody's hand. We've had it for a long time, and it basically it's like a protective coating. So I'm always paranoid about that for all politicians, though. Anybody of high power, you can pretty much, you got all these people shaking the president's hand right now. And a lot of people, again, like Trump said himself, gunning after him. So who knows what's going to happen tonight? We wish that Trump is speaking for America first. We hope that he speaks for America first. Looks like those were the generals that were with him on Operation Absolute Resolve. This was the Delta Force 160th Special Aviation Regiment operation in Venezuela that took part. That's the people he was just shaking their hands. So again, I anticipate we're going to be hearing a lot of military talk tonight. Military, patriotism. It'll be those kind of vibes. Lots of economy, how Trump's doing great, how the job market's doing great, tariffs, deportations. Who knows what we'll hear about ICE, illegal immigration, and all of those things, though. Might stay away from that. What do you guys think? I hope to see that, again, J.D. Vance, too. If he ends up becoming the president in 2028, what is he going to do about the illegal immigration problem? What is he going to do about the border that's already not being closed? Right? Senator Ted Cruz, he's not doing a great job closing the border, in my opinion. So what do you guys think? So yeah, this was definitely not the reaction that I remember seeing Netanyahu get. So when Netanyahu came to the White House, he got a much different standing ovation, and Trump's looking for that right now. He's looking for that 3-minute standing ovation. He's trying to top Netanyahu, because it would look bad if our own president got less of a standing ovation than the Prime Minister of Israel. Again, Netanyahu. I would pull up that video right now, but I don't want to mess up the stream. So again, we hope for success with Trump. We hope for a successful night. We hope to, again, I want justice. I want to see the Epstein files released. I want to see America become enriched again. I want to see the Clarity Act passed so people can become wealthy in this country. Again, I'm a real estate agent. I'm an entrepreneur. I need people to make money. I need all of you to make money so I can make money. And I'm just seeing it. People are really struggling.
Members of Congress have
Okay,
the high
here we go.
privilege and distinct
We're about to
honor
begin.
of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and be sure to work with me. Shoot me a DM if you do have any business or real estate inquiries. And here we go. We're off. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026
you very much,
State of the
everybody.
Union
It's really
Address. President Donald
An
Trump.
honor, Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
What do you guys think about Melania? Remember, study that body language. It's all about body language in the room tonight. We're studying how everybody's thinking
Second
and
Lady
what they're
of
doing.
the United States.
Boo. No offense, but boo. No. No.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Oh, boy. We will see. I think I'm going to be right about everything I just said. I think this is definitely going to be a typical what you hear from Trump. Everything's great. Everything's perfect.
An epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th
Amen to that.
will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
What do you guys think? Is it the golden age? I don't know if it's the golden age. I'm not feeling the golden age energy. I'm just not. You know, the Democrats sure are. What's up with this side of the room? What's up with this side?
When
Again,
I last
half the
spoke in
room.
this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border.
Yeah, Biden
horrendous
definitely did not
recruitment
help.
For military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for
That's
the
one way to
ages.
say it.
It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
What does that mean, you know? I don't know about that. Look at that. Half the room sitting down. The entire other half the room. Look at that. Traitors. Yep, here's the protesters. We already got protests, guys. We already got protests. It's already
And we
getting
will
heated.
never go back to
We
where
got
we
war.
were just a very short time ago. We're not going back.
This is civil war, man.
Today, our border is secure.
Yeah, USA, though. I'm on Team USA. At the end of the day, I'm Team USA. I'm not
Thank
Team Randy Fine, though. I see Randy
Today, our
Fine
border
there.
is
Screw that
secure.
guy.
Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting.
How obnoxious are
Incomes
these Democrats,
rising
honestly?
fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
Better than Biden. I mean, definitely better than Biden, but again, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I definitely would not call it perfect. But Trump, again, what are you going to do with the Democrats, Biden?
After
I
4
mean,
years
come on.
in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked.
There we go.
We
Legal
now
immigration. He
have the
is touching
strongest
on
and
it.
most secure border in American history by far.
That's not true. Deportations are down. We do got to bring those numbers up. But, I mean, it's not completely a failed job at all.
In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Okay, come on. Ah, look at Pam Bondi, dude. The Grinch. She just reminds me of the Grinch. Ugh,
But we will
that
always
smile.
allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and
Yes,
will work
please.
hard to maintain our country.
Thank you. Is it that much to ask? Now actually do it. Don't just say it. How about you actually do it, Trump? We need to actually see the action, not just the words. Or they don't win in
The flow
2028.
of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
Yeah, I agree with taking out the cartel. If we were to take out the cartel, that would definitely help with getting rid of the fentanyl
And
problem.
last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years. Year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born. Substantially before he was born. That's a long time
Fred
ago.
Trump.
He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time
Do you guys think Trump is a time
The
traveler?
Biden
Do you guys believe in the Ingersoll-Lockwood theory?
Congress gave us the
I kinda
worst
do.
Inflation in the history of our country.
But I kind of don't,
But in
obviously.
12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
What are you guys thinking about this so far? Leave a comment. Leave your thoughts. I find it interesting that the Democrats are just still not standing up. This reminds me again of 2016. Look at this.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in
Communists.
some states, under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for
People in
gasoline.
Iowa, is this true? Is what Trump saying true from what you're seeing? Tell us in the comments. Ultimately, taking Venezuela probably will affect and impact the gas prices in a positive way. We'll see that happen in probably the next 6 months.
Fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year.
That's not true. That's not true. Trump just said he was going to not bring those down. 50-year mortgages.
Biden
Nah.
created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with keeping prices high for the
And we are
investors,
going to keep
but
it that way.
we want the
stock
investors
market
to be
has
rich.
set
But
53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last
That's not
administration
true.
got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less,
that is true.
substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the tariffs aren't necessarily not working. It's just only working for the elites. It's making America richer. It's just only making the rich richer. And that's the issue here, right?
Think of it.
This is why the Democrats are all sitting down.
4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
So it looks like we do have loyalty from the Republicans. I mean, we still have a lot of Republicans standing up. I see these guys in the corner. They're not standing up. Beside the people on the side of the room, which is mostly Democrats.
As thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
That was a sexy operation. Let's just all agree that was a sublime military op. I mean, that was a win, and I like that. I'm all about the Monroe Doctrine. Let's take the Western Hemisphere, America. I love that.
Is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
The funny part is, again, I just have to say it. If this was Netanyahu talking, the whole room would be standing up, clapping.
In the history of our country, think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today, and 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Oh, yay. I'm sure the middle class loves that one.
We ended DEI in America.
Love that. We need to end way more of it. We need all the NGO programs gone. We need all the DEI programs gone.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Look at Scott Bassett. He's like, I'm getting so rich
And
from
for
this.
all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Democrats sitting down. Look at these traitors. I just need to pause for a second, and I'll go right back to live. Look at this room of traitors. I mean, you know, Republicans are traitors to their own country, too. But ultimately, obviously, we know they all work for the same team, right? They're all working for the same state of Israel, in my opinion. But, again, still, no loyalty to your own fealty.
In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight.
Oh, damn, he's got
the
the microphone going out.
Just made the entire nation
Oh,
proud.
look at the Jew in the back.
The men's
Spotted.
gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
That was a pretty awesome win. I mean, I don't watch the Olympics. I don't really watch sports. I'm definitely more of a National Geographic History Channel kind of guy. But that was a badass win. That was super historic, and I hope they make a movie about it. If they're smart, they'll cast Kurt Russell's son as one of these guys that's just like Kurt Russell's son. And then they ought to maybe cast, who's that Kylie Jenner's boyfriend guy? I don't know his name. Funny, I don't know. Anyways, look at this good-looking squad, though. This was a historic win. I am proud of this for America. And they're a good-looking team. Good-looking team. Patriots. This is what the Olympics is all about. Not the figure skaters who were talking, you know, shit against America. Look at these guys. Patriots. Awesome. I'm excited for them to make a movie about it. It's going to make a great film. They're definitely going to do it. You know it. I think Dennis Quaid should play the coach. Dennis Quaid should play the coach. And I think that'd be some pretty good casting. Who would you cast for all these guys? Leave your thoughts in the comments. But again, remember, sports and the Olympics is just a distraction from the truth. And we know the real truth about the Olympics. As we watch this and we do celebrate America, we celebrate these guys because this was a great win. We also know that the Olympics and sports are a distraction from the greater things happening, from the truth, right? And it's all about optics. That's why the elites allow the Olympics to exist. It's because the optics of the Olympics, the nationalism, is important to even the elites.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
I don't know what that
They beat
means.
a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the women like didn't want to go or something. Like the women didn't want to show up. I don't know if anybody else heard that. Is that true? Let's look around. These are the Democrats. So the Democrats are clapping for the Olympics, but not for their own country. It's really weird.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor.
Yeah, that was great work.
Hellebuck.
All right, come on. I want to talk about politics now. Where's the politics? Where's the news? Where's the information? This is great. I love America. I love USA. I love all of this. But where's the politics? Where's the info? War with Iran. Clarity Act. War with Iran. Are we doing it? Hopefully not. Clarity Act? Hopefully yes. I want to hear that. Propaganda is great, but come on. Dude, they got to make a movie about this, though, for sure.
Shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just
Trump's
want
got
to
so much
tell
aura,
you
though, man.
that the
He really
members
does.
of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many,
yeah.
not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential
Who would you
Medal
cast this
of
guy
Freedom.
as in the movie? I feel like John Wick. I like Keanu Reeves would play a good guy. Or who's the dude from Deliver Us from Evil? Maybe he'd play that role pretty good if I was a casting director. Since we're not talking about politics here, since we're just like, Anyways, Team USA. I am still proud. Proud of the USA, proud of our team. I think we got second in the Olympics. I think Norway took first, if I'm correct.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best.
Hockey team crushed
I
it,
thought
though.
he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Again, don't forget to study all of the different faces on each side of the room. Every face. These events matter because later, if something happens, you need to be able to study and remember all of the body language, right? Like, we already had one Democrat who was protesting Trump within like 60 seconds of him speaking.
The Olympic torch is lit. It will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Who do you think will be president in 2028? Do you think Trump will win? Or do you think it'll be Newsom? Or not Trump. Do you think it'll be J.D. Vance, or do you think it'll be Newsom? Or will it be Trump again? Will we have a tyranny? What do you think will end up happening?
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, sure, we can go with that.
And this year, and I must say I got them both.
Look at the Supreme Court.
First term.
Jared Kushner.
Disappointed
They're
because
laughing.
I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup.
If anybody's
and the
been following
Olympics coming,
crypto,
and that
there's
is
something that has to do with FIFA and the conspiracy theory of XRP. And something about that, I haven't really been able to follow that one, but it's one of the things I've been seeing on X. So what do you guys think about that? Maybe this was a plug for crypto?
And the heroes who have kept it free, men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila.
Yeah, so like I said, looks like we're heading right into that direction, getting very patriotic. We're hyping up the United States military and the industrial complex, right? Because I do believe we're going into a war with Iran. So I think we're going to be hearing a lot of patriotic stuff like this, which is great. But again, optics, right?
But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
To anybody who's listening, if you served in the United States military, thank you for your service. We admire and we love everybody who's served their country. Anybody who's made the sacrifice like this man has, it's a true hero. That is very true. These guys are absolutely brave. It's not easy to go out there. Vietnam was such a, it's such an or World War II, sorry. Not many of them left, those guys. Again, all wars that should have never been fought. We fought them for the Jews, right? Very sad. 20 million Europeans died in that Holocaust.
You're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically.
I remember seeing some weird videos about that incident that implicated Trump, but again, maybe that was just all psyop, maybe that was all disinformation.
McClelland closed her eyes and prayed.
What do you guys think about Erica Kirk, by the way, and the Little Angels Association in Romania?
Rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission. Young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Billy Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Yeah, so it's looking like we're really just hyping up our military guys. I think we're trying to motivate the masses, trying to get the masses on board for war, right? That patriotic American sense, right? Get people on board with the war with Iran. That seems to be the overall agenda of this operation. I mean, if I'm thinking like intelligence here, I would imagine that this is more of the objective of this event. They need people to be on board with Iran.
Watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
Scott and Millie Kate. There you have it. How are you guys feeling about everything so far? What are your thoughts on the entire State of the Union address? Is this fluff, or is it what you want to hear? Ultimately, what do you think is the real agenda behind this?
Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
I remember him in a couple different interviews when that went down.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you to our service members. If anybody's
From
popping in here listening.
76 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building
Ah,
a nation
see?
where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate.
I want to believe that, Trump. I want to believe that, but your actions don't serve that to be true.
Came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
Weren't we going to get rid of the IRS? Now it's just like, oh yeah, maybe you won't have to pay your taxes. Oh yeah, tax cuts that you never got. I didn't get any tax cuts. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What did you? Again, I love
All
Trump.
Democrats,
Voted for him twice,
every
but
single one of them voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
oh, that's interesting. Now, so now the Democrats are standing up,
They
clapping.
wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great big.
I wonder if that's
bill,
true or if that's false. People should do a fact check on that.
No tax on overtime and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
Yeah, look at that. Look at these dynamics. Half the room, just like 2016, like every other State of the Union, you got half the Democrats sitting down. You got a couple in there clapping. But that's all. They're only clapping because they had something to do with that.
We also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
We need more of that. We need to talk to Elon about that. All of his companies in China need to be coming here to the United States. And then I'll be fully on board with Elon.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting
Yeah, everybody
tables
should
at
be
night.
homeschooling their kids
Her
today.
husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000.
Look at Mike Johnson's face. He looks like he's scheming right now.
Her tax bill in more than half.
Mike Johnson be looking like he's scheming.
Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
That black girl does not look very impressed. She looks very unhappy to be in that seat right now.
We're fighting for you, Megan.
The body language couldn't
Under
be
our
more
bill,
obvious.
parents like Megan
They look
can
like best
also
friends, don't they?
activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the 3rd row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special.
Why don't we just give more money to families who are going to have children, by the way?
Funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6,250 million
The
to
donors.
Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
The donors. The ones that are crushing the middle class. Destroying America. The donors. I don't know. What do you guys think?
When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others.
I'm sure
like
that's
Brad
exactly how
Gerstner,
that
very
happened.
Tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. He's like, yeah, I know.
So with
I'm
modest
rich.
additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. Trumpaccounts.gov.
Product plug, Trump's account.gov.
It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule.
The Dow is
The
up.
S&P hit 7,000.
Look at
Well, it
Pam
wasn't
Bondi.
supposed
She
to
just
do it for
knows the
many
memes
years.
are starting right now. The memes are
tariffs.
being created
How
right
is these
now.
tariffs?
That's why she was
Hundreds of
laughing.
Billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it.
Yeah, that is
Yet
very
these
true.
countries are
That's
now
100% a
happy.
fact. Every other country
so
has
are we.
like
I mean, we made
completely
deals. It
taken
doesn't work
advantage of
out.
us.
And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth, and the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't.
Oh, look at
They
that
got
piece
it
of
totally
shit. I
wrong.
hate Howard Lutnick. This
got it
guy
really
needs to
wrong.
like be in prison.
And
He
then
does
just
not
4 days
deserve. That dude does not deserve to be sitting in this spot. Look at his face. Okay, sorry. Just
ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. The good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president,
look at Chuck
want to
Schumer, man.
make a new deal could
Oh,
be
I see a Masonic symbol, top left-hand corner of the screen. Look at that guy. What's this mean? What's that symbol mean?
far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we these powerful country saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually.
I remember when she got
probably
voted
better,
in.
leading to a solution that will be even stronger.
Can't remember her name at the
than
moment.
before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past,
And Howard
substantially
Lutnick is going to
replace
make
the
all the
modern-day
money.
system of income tax,
Howard Lutnick's going to
taking
get
a
rich.
great
Isn't that
financial
great?
burden off the people that I love.
Howard Lutnick's going to get rich. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Howard Lutnick is still going to get rich. That is the most important thing. Howard Lutnick is still
Moving
going to get
forward,
rich,
factories,
not be in
jobs,
prison.
investment,
That's why
and
they just showed him.
trillions and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America.
Oh, look at he's
Good to
pissed.
finally have a president
Damn.
who puts America first. Put America first. I love America.
Howard Lutnick did not like that. Did not like that statement. Something about that. Somebody's going to have to clip it.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam.
So I love
open
watching this
borders
body
for
language.
everyone.
Watch it all day.
They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers. 11,888 murders. They
True.
came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And
Yeah,
record-setting
seriously.
inflation that cost the
There's
typical
Alyssa
family
Slotskin, the CIA agent.
$34,000 in just
Don't like her either.
a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Oh, it was all of them, though. It was the Republicans and Democrats. They do it intentionally. You know, the Democrats are just open about it. They just lie to you right to your face. The Republicans just steal from you, you know, when you don't even know it. They just use the Shylocks.
Their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices.
Getting spicy.
Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Elizabeth Warren, again, she has been another person who's been totally anti-crypto. Lots of the Democrats have been anti-crypto. And that issue is very important for the future of America.
Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly.
Beef
Just
jerky?
hold on a little
Yeah,
while.
we all know
Get
what
it
that
down.
means now.
And soon you will
What are you really
see
talking
numbers
about,
that
you know?
few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that. They can't believe it.
These Democrats
It's
are
like
just holding it
another
together.
big
They're trying to
tax cut.
not seethe.
I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act,
Trump's such a
sometimes
savage,
referred
man.
to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. a
Okay,
year
but like we're gonna talk
as
about
their
Big
stock
Pharma.
prices
Bill
soared
Gates needs to be
1,000
imprisoned. You can't talk about Big Pharma while Bill Gates is still killing us all.
like nothing else.
Is that even the same person? That doesn't even look like RFK. Is that even the real RFK Jr.? Seriously, I'm dead serious right now. That does not look like RFK at all.
The great health care plan. I
Weird.
want to stop all pay care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
Yeah, look at them. Just planning his assassination right now. Seriously. The Democrats are so evil.
In addition, my plan
God,
requires
you can just see it in their
maximum
eyes.
Price
That doesn't even
transparency.
look
That's
like
a big
RFK
deal.
Jr.
Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened, and now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
Bill Gates is still not in jail. I don't want to hear anything about that. Trump was like pro-COVID vaccine, and it killed like so many people. Like, I remember that. Like, still not over that.
But they never could. They tried. Most
Sorry.
didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely important. People need to have access to medications when needed.
So in my first year...
Just need to balance the opioid
second
crisis
term,
at the same time.
should be my third term.
And the big pharma crisis. That needs to be managed.
Strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available
Oh,
right
look at
now
Lindsey
a
Graham.
new website called TrumpRx. .gov. And I
Look at
didn't
this
name that
guy.
one either, by the way.
All he's thinking about is Iran right now. We don't like Lindsey Graham. I don't like Lindsey Graham. That guy's going to get us into a 20-year war.
The very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500.
Look at JD Vance's faces. He always looks like he's disagreeing with Trump, like he's confused.
Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
White people need to have more kids, a lot more kids. That's just definitely true as well. Let's see what's coming next.
Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike,
I honestly
if you
don't think it'll
mind,
be that
codify
hard.
it anyway.
Seems like that's the goal.
They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new rate
The
payer
Carbon Social
protection
Credit Score.
pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation
man.
to provide for their
He
own
looks
power
mad.
needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's
Damn.
prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never
He looks
used
pretty
in
thrilled.
this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So
He's
I'm
just like,
telling them
yes,
they can build
I'm
their
gonna
own
get
plants.
rich.
They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over there.
Yeah, but what about that free energy, though?
The pillar of the American
I'm on that
dream
Dr.
is
Stephen Greer grind. Like, what's up with that free energy? When we getting that free energy?
Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
Yeah, they're just going to buy up the multifamilies. They're going to buy up all the franchises now. We'll get more rich. That's why everybody, oh, look at that. The Democrats are all standing up clapping now
I'm
almost.
asking Congress
Oh, yeah,
to
they're happy about
make
that. Look at that smile. Those Democrats are happy now. They know they're getting rich. They understand the real estate game. Absolutely.
and permanent, because homes will get one soon.
All the congressmen be getting rich now.
We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect.
Yeah, but the young people are dying in
Social
America,
Security,
bro.
Medicare,
Like, bad.
Medicaid.
Like, the young people are suffering, though, man. The boomers are good to go. The boomers are
Since I
fine.
took office,
Social
typical
Security.
401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still
This
do
is
not
the
have
script.
access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan.
Wow,
offered to
Elizabeth
every
Warren is
federal
locked in.
worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year
What was that about?
as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
I'm guessing that J.D. Vance gives those facial expressions because I feel like he's looking at the teleprompter, maybe? Oh, she's pissed. What is she good for? Like, again, what is Elizabeth Warren is like the worst thing for America, honestly.
Stood up for that, I can't believe. I can't believe it. Did
Oh my
Nancy
God, they
Pelosi
just
stand
want
up
this
for
guy's
that?
head.
Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Oh, they don't. Oh, there's Mike Blumenthal. Or Max Blumenthal. There he is. He don't like that.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, because both sides are insider trading. That's why he just said
When
that.
it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the
I was waiting for
Somali
this.
community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information.
Oh, yes,
And
that's a
in
fact.
actuality, the number is
Nick
much
Shirley,
higher than
shout
that.
out. Nick
And
Shirley called that
California,
out.
Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although
Okay, well, you took
started
ICE
4
out
months
of
ago,
Minneapolis, though. Like, he extracted ICE from Minneapolis, so I don't know how true that part
led
is.
by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
There's Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar. Not a fan of her. Honestly, a pretty strong performance by Trump so far. I mean, like, he's running the script the way he should, honestly. Like, this is the way it should go. I would say he's winning so far.
Of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
Yeah, Trump looks
The
pretty good,
Somali
man.
Pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness.
Why is
are
she
the
even on
norm,
Congress?
Not the exception.
There's no way. She should never
Importing
even be
these
on
cultures
Congress.
Through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings
Deport her.
those problems right here to the USA, and it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical
Look at- she's
bills, car
seething.
insurance rates, rent,
She's
taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem.
Rashida
We're gonna take
Tlaib.
care of this problem.
Screw, she's terrible. Look at what she's wearing. She's wearing a fuck ICE badge. Look at how immature these people are. These are representatives of your country, of the United States.
We are not playing games. Delilah.
So immature, like a 9-year-old, who like never learned from her parents.
2024, when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by Oprah.
Yeah, that's a real problem.
And
Illegals cannot drive. The illegal immigrants
doctors
cannot
said
drive.
Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are.
Got to get rid of the illegal immigration.
And,
It's a huge problem in this country. This is not about racism. Anybody calling Trump a racist for that is stupid. This is about national security. It's about counterterrorism 101. This is how you control and secure your own nation, your own borders. This is national security and counterterrorism 101. You cannot let undocumented illegal immigrants into your country in droves, or you will look like the United Kingdom. You will look like Germany. You will look like Ireland. You will look like Scotland. You cannot do it.
thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger,
Facts.
or location.
All
That's
true.
why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Good. I like that. I'll clap for that. Should have had that a long time ago, but okay. Now we're cooking.
And yesterday, as you probably saw,
Yeah, he's touching on some good issues so far.
With Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually.
Yeah.
In 2023,
Definitely, I
a
agree.
16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline,
guessing that's the
went
mom.
home to look for her, and she found her lying dead.
She's
in her
wearing a
bathtub,
Ukraine
bleeding
pin.
profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's
25 times.
was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers.
Yeah, very important.
We're getting them the hell out of here.
Needs to go.
fast.
Needs
We
to
don't
go.
want
Those numbers need to go like triple, in my opinion. They need to be tripled. Just the way it has to be. National security purposes. Counterterrorism 101. It's as simple as that. Has nothing to do with race. And that's what Trump should really say. This isn't even a racial issue, and he never says that it's not a racial issue. It's a national security issue.
Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders.
Oh, they'd
to
kill us. They'd
some of
kill
the worst
us.
criminals anywhere in
Our
the
country
world.
would be destroyed.
The only thing
so
standing
fast.
between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Trump, he hasn't done everything great on the border. That's for sure. I mean, I give him a D- on the border because again, I mean, they don't want deportations. It doesn't help the corporations to have deportations, but he's done better than the Dems
All
will.
funding for the Department of Homeland Security is all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy.
Guilty. He looks guilty, don't he?
Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers.
Man, these guys look
Tonight, I'm
mean.
demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also
Look at Jeremy Raskin to his left. He's wearing a Release the Files
clean up
pin.
their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union
Is this guy
is
sleeping?
how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their
Again, America and a
representatives
Ukraine
really
badge.
believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator
This dude was sleeping.
to join with my administration in reafirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement,
Our country's
then
so
stand up
cooked,
and
man.
show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Actions speak louder than words, Trump. We need action. Action speaks louder than words. What do you guys think so far? I mean, I don't know. It's pointing out the Democrats that are still sitting down. Again, if this was Netanyahu, everybody would be standing up. Think about that fealty, that loyalty. Seriously, though, how embarrassing. Even if you don't like your opponent, as a congressman, you need to think about what this makes you look like as a congressman. This makes you look weak, okay? As a collective body, the House, the Congress must all stand together. And this is how it always used to be understood. But now we're so divided that we have this side of the room who is a bunch of communists and the other side of the room who is a bunch of Israel firsters. So we have nobody who's America first. And this is the whole issue. Again, this guy is just, we already know who he is. He's done nothing for America. Alyssa Slotskin, the CIA agent, of course, she's not happy about this. This all makes sense, right? Again, they're really focusing in on his reaction. But again, we have everybody on the left who is completely like communist, anti-America, anti-Trump, whatever, and then everybody on the right is like Israel first, but not like America second. So that's a huge problem. Huge problem. Looks like we got a Navy SEAL here. I see the Trident.
Isn't that a shame? You should be
Turn this up.
ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, it's immature.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect
Same
the
too,
criminals
always screaming.
and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens.
Oh,
in
God.
Many cases,
Go home. Go to your country. Go home to your own country. You're not home. You're not in America.
murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, it's getting heated, guys. I'll stand with Trump over the Democrats. I mean, honest to God, like, they're both on the same team. Don't forget, they're all on the same team. They play for the same player. They have the same boss, Netanyahu.
America Act.
Yeah, let's do it.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections.
Should have been done in
Cheating is
2016, but okay.
rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
I mean, this is common sense. Like, that's just common sense. Yeah, they're just mad because they're not going to get free imported voters. No free imported voters for the Democrats. They could care less about illegal immigrants. Make no mistake about it.
Proof of citizenship in order to vote.
The only reason the Democrats aren't clapping is because they're losing out on billions of dollars worth of fraud, just like in Minnesota.
Except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Oh, my God. Look at these people. I've never seen a more hateful-looking Democratic Party. These people look like they are planning something, if you know what I mean.
Nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card.
That's funny. Damn.
Yet they don't want identification.
Damn,
for the
that's
greatest
funny. He got him.
privilege of them all voting in America.
That's funny.
No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Yeah. Again, should have happened a long time ago, but I'd like to hear it. But will we see it? Again, like the files, like the Epstein files. Will we see the Epstein files? Will we see these Democrats actually be held accountable? Will we see Howard Lutnick in prison? No.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
Yeah, imported voters.
They make up all excuses.
Like I was just saying.
It's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so
Facts.
bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
I mean, like, listen, we can all say that Trump cheated too with the help of Israel during the 2016 election, whatever. But ultimately, look at these people. We can never let the Democrats take over this country because, honestly, it doesn't help the Democrats to vote for Democrats.
Common sense in government. In the gallery tonight,
Just hateful
are
people.
Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown
That's
into
so
an
sick.
all-boys state home and suffered.
There's two
terribly
genders,
for a
ladies
long
and
time.
gentlemen. There's two
But today,
genders.
all of that
Ladies
is
and
behind her
gentlemen.
because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with
Oh,
a
she don't look happy.
full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle.
That's the
please stand
1,000-yard stare. That's the 1,000-yard stare, as we call it in law enforcement. The look that you're seeing in these Democrats. There's two genders. Like, how delusional to think that there's more than two genders. Like, actually, how do we even debate it? You know how long I had to debate that in college with people?
Thank
It was
you
the
for your
worst.
great
I still have
bravery. And
PTSD
who
from
can
it.
believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him?
Honest to
Now we
God.
have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will.
That's
Who
common
would believe
sense,
that?
obviously. Like, it shouldn't even be a debate,
We
but it
must
is.
ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Any politician who called for that legislatively should be rounded up, and, bad things should probably happen to them, honestly.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
All true. They are crazy. Democrats are crazy. Look at that.
Amazing.
No loyalty.
Boy, oh boy.
And Rashida Tlaib
We're
just
lucky
screaming
we
like
have
a
country
banshee.
With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Look at these people. This is so telling. Like, these are the people who want to rule you. Look at those faces.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would
Melania
believe
Trump.
that? Over the past year,
Best
she
looking
has had
First
an
Lady,
incredible
hands down.
impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot.
Look at Barron Trump.
Someday you're gonna have to
Just
tell me
staying
how you did
stoic.
that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact. Sierra Burns.
Yeah,
and
Trump's looking pretty good
Everest
tonight,
Nevermont.
in my opinion. I mean, overall,
Thank you
a
both.
lot of things that aren't
Melania,
true in
thank
some of the
you.
things he
And
said,
Howard,
but
you worked on it. Thank you very much.
overall, it's been a pretty decent performance by Trump. I would say he's definitely won the optics of the American people in this one. I still think everybody's probably thinking like me overall, but yeah, the Democrats are just far worse than the Republicans ever will be. Republicans have so many problems, the Howard Lutnicks within the Trump administration, but like we can never allow the Rashida Tlaibs, the Ilhan Omars, like these people hate us.
I'm very proud to say that during my
Everybody,
time
they
in
hate
office,
everybody.
both the first 4 years, and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
What is your religion, Trump? Are you Christian or are you Jewish? This is what I want to know. Is Trump Christian or Jewish? In his book, he said he studies the Kabbalah. He converted to Judaism in 2017, so I'm I don't know about these statements.
A big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
Oh, no. I'm waiting for the... All right, I'm sure we're going to get the little rag. Is she going to pull out the rag? The little tears?
Last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin.
I just don't buy it with Erica Kirk. I don't.
Really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Yeah, you could tell her PR people told her, yeah, no more of the napkin in the eye. It wasn't working out. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I love Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is amazing. He was totally a martyr, but arranged marriage maybe with her. I don't know. Because Little Angels Foundation, Romania.
One nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Yes, I agree with that. There should be no political violence. I really agree with this. Just because somebody disagrees with you, yeah, honestly. See, these Democrats are standing up for that because they know. They know that they don't believe that at all, but they're going to stand up for that.
Actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zuretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body.
I remember that.
Never forget there were people
So evil.
on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on
I'm glad that he brought
Irina's
this up.
face as she looked up
Because this is happening
at her
every day.
attacker in the last
White
seconds of
genocide
her
is
life.
real.
She died instantly.
2026. Yes,
She
absolutely.
had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zuretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
We will. We will. That was such a tragedy. Just totally cold-blooded murder
How do you not
that
stand?
happened to that girl.
How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Good. Absolutely. We need harsher punishments, if you ask me. Harsher punishments. We need, like, much, much harsher punishments, if you ask me. 100%.
Last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success. New Orleans, Louisiana, big success. and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I mean, you guys locked it up pretty good, but, you know. How are you guys feeling? Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this performance. How do you think Trump is doing?
Crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
Democrats still sitting down. Story of the Democrats sitting down.
One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in
I love that Trump is bringing up these issues because they are important. It's important that he is bringing up all of these different cases.
He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country.
Yep.
Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it.
It's very sad what's happening to our country. We can't let it keep happening, I say. I say we need to rise up to defend the lands, to defend America. We must do it. We must take back our country. Save America. I'm all for it. It is time.
So sorry. Thank you very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melanie, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance.
Total disjustice.
He said, I have no
It's been
doubt,
happening
sir,
to our
he's
country.
going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive.
Again, we need mass migration, mass remigration.
Understand the gravity of the situation.
That's what's causing this.
She turned out to be right, Melanie? She turned out to be right.
We need to save America. We need to defend our lands because we are under attack. And that's all happening. And it's by our own people. When you see the Democrats sitting down for these kind of things, it tells you everything you need to know. Like our own government is against us. How can we win when our own government, our own Democratic Party, and our Republicans, many of the Republicans, right, the Howard Lutnicks, how do we win as a country when all of these people are against us? You know? Tragedy. Tragedy what happened. I was on shift. I was just getting done with my shift this day when this happened. These National Guard people. Remember this.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
That's not Andrew, by the way. That's Matt Blumenthal. Just seething. This is not Andrew, if you didn't know that. This is Andrew.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Nice. Yep, these guys deserve it. What do you guys think about the performance so far? What do you guys think about Trump? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. What are your actual thoughts? What are your actual feelings on everything that's going on? How do you feel about the performance by the Trump? How do you feel about the Democrats all sitting down like the entire time? How do you feel about the complete civil war within our government that is completely obvious, right? Give this guy some prayers. Give this guy your own little standing ovation. Anyone who served their country.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny?
Oh, Rubio's not too happy about that little remark.
Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a
See, look at
nuclear
these
war.
sharks. These are the
35
people who
million
are around Trump. You can kind of just see it in their eyes, you know.
Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia.
Weird.
Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Look at those eyes. J.D. Vance.
And of course, the war in Gaza, which
Why does he always look
proceeds at a
confused?
very low level, it's just about there. And I wanna
Talking about
thank
Gaza now.
Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
No. Screw you, Jared Kushner. You're getting us into a 20-year war. No, I won't be standing up for that. This is the one time I'd be with the Democrats. I would not be standing up for this at all. Screw Israel. Why do they deserve our money? Why do they deserve our tax dollars? No.
Report to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
What? That's such weird. What is with this? This is so awkward. That's so awkward. I wish I had a team of Clippers right now because, man.
I don't like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down.
I'm not a fan of Marco Rubio, by the way. I'm not. I think he's a globalist. He's deep state. I think J.D. Vance is deep state. That's my thoughts. I love Donald Trump. I think Trump is surrounded by sharks, though, and I think Trump is implicated in the Epstein files just as much as anybody else, honestly.
Both living and
It's my
dead
theory on it,
has been
from what I've read.
returned home. Can you believe that?
Strange behavior.
Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible.
Democrats slapped for that one.
Living and dead, and those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time, and they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got
I'm waiting to hear more about Gaza,
We only got back
Iran. I want to
14,
hear more about
15
this. I'm waiting.
of the dead, of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug, and they dug, and they dug. It's a tough thing to do.
Listen to the room. It's all silent.
All over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And
There was just a journalist or something who was killed the other day in Israel,
they were so
or a tourist or
grieved,
something.
but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Take care.
So we still haven't heard anything about Iran yet. We have not heard Trump discuss anything about Iran up to this point. We've heard a little bit about Gaza. That was the first time we heard anything about Gaza, POWs, but not much about Gaza, the deaths, the casualties, all of those things.
Slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever
I agree.
can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons.
Oh, here's
program
Iran.
with an attack
Look at Pam
on
Bondi
Iranian
smiling
soil
like a
known as
Grinch.
Operation Midnight Hammer.
Oh, no, we're not clapping for this because war with Iran means 20 years of American tax dollars going to Israel and Israel's pockets, into Israel's AI infrastructure, into Israel's entire government, so they can be the superpower, the middleman
Never to allow Iran to
of the
obtain
Middle
a
East.
nuclear weapon. Many decades since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate.
That's Israel, man.
They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb.
Let's just take a moment to remember that ISIS once stood for the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service.
He was the father of the roadside bomb.
Nah, none of this is true. Again, the Democrats are right to be sitting on this one. There's no reason for us to be in a war with Iran. And that's what really, in my opinion, I think this entire event is trying to get the American people on board with the war with Iran.
32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working.
That's
to
all
build
Israel. This
missiles
is
that will
Israel he's
soon
talking
reach
about.
the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again.
Yeah, these guys just want war with
And at
Iran.
this
They're going to get
moment,
rich.
again, pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
So, again, this is what Nick Fuentes has been saying. Anybody who watches Nick Fuentes, he's been saying that Trump was really put into power to denuclearize Iran and to get us into a war with Iran. And it's interesting. Now we have the Democrats also finally standing up and clapping for that.
Problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's =1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Yeah, Israel, yeah, I agree. We should not let Israel have a nuclear weapon. Iran, dude, come on. We do not need to be in a war with Iran. There's no benefit to the United States. This is all Israel that we need to be worrying about.
We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective.
So yeah, pretty much exactly what I said was going to happen happened. I said Trump was really going to try to basically, towards the end of this, get everybody on board with a war with Iran. So he's trying to really psychologically get the American people who are watching at home to believe that Iran is the greatest existential threat and that Israel is not.
Dollars have no choice in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because, as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country.
Look at Lindsey Graham.
NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends.
Look at that. He can't even take it. He's so excited to go to war. Look at that. He's literally seething. He's like, yes, war.
GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4.
A war with Iran is going to be the end of the Trump legacy. And I say that as a 2-time Trump voter. That is going to be the end of the Trump legacy, potentially America, if we go to war with Iran.
Would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%.
Look at Pelosi.
And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently.
Man, these Democrats are just watching him like a hawk. And it's very scary. Look at the Supreme Court. You know, they haven't stood up for Trump or anything he said like one time. So this is like super scary to me. That not a good sign.
$1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to... I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody.
1776.
One more dollar. I said, 1776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen.
Thank you.
You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also...
Yeah, but like I said, this entire objective of this is to get everybody on par with a war with Iran. In my opinion, my professional opinion, I think that is the goal. Trying to get the American people at home to get on board with the idea of a war with Iran.
Security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs,
Look at Pam Bondi, like the Grinch.
Foreign interference for years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Good. So are we going to go after Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, who just said that he would love to spray fentanyl urine on top of analysts who say anything bad about Palantir? Are we going to go after Alex Karp for that statement? No? Okay.
Completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that?
El Mencho.
In January.
Got some Democrats standing up for this. Not many.
In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't
It
believe
was
they all
impressive.
watched
If he's
it.
talking
They saw
about
what
Maduro, that was impressive.
happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby.
He always brings up Space Force at the State of the Union addresses. That's funny. Eric Trump looks pretty psyched. Donald Trump Jr. looks pretty pissed. And then Ivanka is just, Ivanka.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
What was that? Elizabeth Warren just got scared out of her seat or something. Was she falling asleep there? She just jumped out of her seat.
Colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved Uncle Enrique. But after Enrique,
What do you guys think about Venezuela? Do you guys think we should take Venezuela?
Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of...
I do like Rodriguez in that position of power of Venezuela. They wanted to put Menchada in there, and that would have been a pro-Israel candidate. So Rodriguez is the better candidate, in my opinion.
Tonight, we brought him over to celebrate...
I mean, if we're
his freedom
talking
with
about
you in
regime
person.
changes, right? If we're talking about regime changes, then that's the best way to do it. Yeah, I would say overall Trump's looking pretty strong tonight. I think he's given a pretty good performance for what he had to do. I wouldn't say I'm not thrilled about Iran, his statements on Iran. We need to stay away from war with Iran. That's the biggest problem I had the entire night so far.
Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful...
160th Special Aviation Regiment of Delta Force was who took down this operation.
As you can imagine,
Yes.
many American warfighters.
Very
Wearing
fine
the
op.
dog tags. His wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation.
That was such a big
Protected
story
by
on
thousands
X.
of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good.
Yeah, that definitely did not help Russia or China
While
taking
preparing
Venezuela.
to
That
land,
helped us
enemy
for sure.
Machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood,
it was a great op.
Going back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, too.
Again, if you're just tuning in, he's talking about the Operation Absolute Resolve in Venezuela, the operation where 160th Special Aviation Regiment took down Maduro.
His gunners eliminate the threat. Turn the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the
Operation Absolute Resolve, if you're just tuning in, that's what Trump is talking about right now. The operation to take down Maduro.
Unbelievable what's happened to his legs. Of the bullets, and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in.
Again, so Trump is giving credit to the Operation Absolute Resolve and the team that took down Nicolas Maduro and ended up extracting him from his home with his wife there. So that was a crazy Tier 1 operation. Special Forces for the books. And it looks like he's about to be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Or the Medal of Freedom, I can't quite tell. That's kind of weird. Isn't it weird how that's like a pentagram? The star is like a pentagram here. Who's going to make the meme out of this? It's like literally a pentagram. Maybe I just didn't know what those looked like before. I never noticed that. I never noted that they actually looked like that.
To present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it was the Medal of Honor. Dude looks like a robot. Crazy. Looks like a super soldier that was built in a lab. Look at this dude. These guys literally look like laboratory-made super soldiers. These guys are crazy. I almost went to SEAL training when I was younger. Before I wanted to become a cop, I almost became a Navy SEAL. These guys are obviously Delta Force. But, I gotta plug in this charger. That wouldn't be good. The laptop, if the stream died on me there. All right. So again, if you're just tuning in, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. We're watching Trump's State of the Union Address 2026. He's talked a bit about Iran. He's talked a bit about Gaza and some of those things. He's also talked about our military and Operation Absolute Resolve, and that's kind of what he's concluding with now. He just gave the Congressional Medal of Honor to one of the guys on the operation.
First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime.
That's awesome.
Dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes.
These guys are
First
so
aerial
badass.
combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others.
There will just never be another generation like them. Honestly, those are just next level humans, next level Americans.
To his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Amen. Amen. These guys deserve it. True heroes. And this was the second Congressional Medal of Honor that was awarded tonight. True American heroes. Man, you even got Alyssa Slotskin up there clapping. She doesn't clap for anybody. She's CIA. She's above everybody else, you know? Salute to our veterans. Thank you for your service. To law enforcement, to military, to the veterans. Of course, thank you for your service. So again, it's looking like we're probably going to start wrapping up with this State of the Union address shortly here. I'm guessing it looks like it. And to my avail, from what I've observed, this is definitely what I thought it would be. More talking about the Iran war, not a little bit, but really, getting people warmed up to the idea of that America, that spirit, and really that military might, right? That patriotism, that sense of camaraderie with that. And really, they want to do that to create the optics of getting us into a war with Iran. And it sounds evil, it sounds diabolical, but that's what they want. And again, it's kind of weird. You have all the Democrats who are even clapping. Again, it's not like that they're not patriots. I'm not saying that they're not, but it is definitely strange behavior considering they've been sitting down, the Democrats, the entire time for everything that Trump has been saying. So what do you guys think about this entire performance by Trump so far? What do you guys think?
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it.
Ooh, why would he say that?
They ever open up that law?
Not the best thing to say, maybe, but that's all right.
But that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah, so very pro-military. I'm really just trying to get people hyped up for the military. We want you kind of thing. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely these guys are heroes, and they deserve
150
every bit of
years is a long time
their
in the life of
recognition.
the nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, is work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyranny.
I'm excited to see all the memes on X. We're definitely going to go and look on X right after this, see what people are saying.
Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel, and then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture.
Damn right, America first.
Pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside, but that great betrayal is over and they will never be forgotten again, because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no
I agree with that.
too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the
Michigan
shores of Florida to the endless
That's me. You need a realtor? Call me up.
and from the
I'm a Michigan
historic
realtor.
streets of
I'll represent you.
Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before.
Let's do it.
God bless you, and God bless America.
Still would have liked to see more America First rhetoric. I still would have liked to see more, condemning the state of Israel. Israel is the biggest problem. I mean, we'll definitely study the body language as he's walking out here, because that's one of the most important parts, right? Got to study what is happening afterwards. What's everybody doing? So we got Mike Johnson right behind him, J.D. Vance, the deep staters. And again, they are, whether you like them or not, it's true. And so, ultimately we have a whole army against Trump right now, in my opinion. And he's surrounded by sharks. But again, this is what happens when you don't release the Epstein files. So again, I wanted to take a look at what's happening on Twitter X. Wanted to see what was actually going on in the other markets here. Just make sure that we're okay. Good. Alrighty. So again, if you're tuning in, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Looks like Trump's just be sure to follow us on X at Ecker17, ECKER 17. Subscribe on YouTube, Ecker Geopolitics, or if you want daily market updates, follow me. Subscribe to the Brendan Ecker YouTube channel. Also, good information for you everywhere there. What do you guys think? Your guys' opinion of everything in general. What are you thinking right now? Good that Trump should talk about. What do you guys think? All it was pretty decent to believe that, there was more said. Howard Lutnick, who visited Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island, showed up to the State of the Union with absolutely no shame and all smiles. And I mean, yeah, because he's not getting in trouble. He's not getting in trouble. And that's ultimately what's happening, right? And so we have to hold these people accountable. If we want anything to happen, that is, then we need to be able to hold our politicians accountable when they're absolutely wrong, when they are guilty of, being in the Epstein files and hanging out with Epstein on multiple occasions, right? And so that's a huge issue, and it's a national security issue. So again, I wanted to go over to this page, and again, let's go over on X. Let's look at what's happening here. Had to share the screen. Was running into some technical difficulties there, but now you should be seeing it on Twitter X. Sorry that screen went a little gray there for you, but we can't stop winning. Again, this is what we're seeing on Twitter X now, the highlights of everything. And as I'm just kind of scrolling through, I'm kind of looking through, what's popping up first and foremost. What are people saying? Conspiracy theorists realizing they were right again. That was 9 hours ago. A lot of XRP stuff in the news, a lot of Bitcoin stuff in the X news. James Fishback has been running for Florida governor, seeing that a lot. I'm a huge supporter of him. The F-22 Raptor is invisible to radar, cruises at supersonic speed without afterburners, and can track and engage multiple targets before the enemy even knows it's there. The most dominant fighter jet ever built, and it's not to the U.S. Fuentes, the king of the geopolitics, the Israel question. Got to give credit to the guy with the best stance, the guy with the best analysis on things. Okay, and so in my opinion, Nick Fuentes he's on point. And so what he had said, again, we're just loading a little bit, trying to find that exact tweet. Again, trying to bring it up here, but again, the internet's so bad. But Nick Fuentes, he's going live on Rumble. Everybody go check out the Nick Fuentes show. Go watch his take on it. Everything he said is pretty much what I'm saying. Everything that Nick Fuentes is saying on the issue is pretty much what I believe. I believe that Trump was overall trying to get us in a war with Iran. I think he was indeed trying to, get the American people on board with that idea of going to war with Iran. Okay, so as we look here, again, 9 hours ago, we got a lot of different footage coming from, supposedly astronauts aboard the International Space Station documenting Russia's large-scale missile attacks on Kiev. And these took place December 26, 2025. As you can see, bright explosions taking place. Again, this was filmed a long time ago, but we're looking at everything that's in the X algorithm right now. Again, it looks like the Fuentes memes are popping up. Looks like Muslim extremists set fire to the Coptic Christian neighborhood in Cairo, Egypt. Entire buildings are burning. Christians in Muslim countries are the most persecuted people in the world. Definitely agree with that, 100%. We're seeing that everywhere in the UK. We're seeing the intel doesn't lie, right? Alex Jones, he's still kind of defending the narrative that, maybe that Trump is playing 5D chess. I love Alex Jones. I think somebody who's been attacked as much as Alex Jones, a trailblazer, the Mavericks, the people who are leading the charge, I think they have a right to, be a little what you could call compromised in some ways.
Mossad, CIA, MI6.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Sister too. She runs the WEF UN program.
Yeah. All true, all interesting stuff, but I'll let you guys go watch that video on your own time because we're just going to look at all we're doing real quick is we're wrapping up everything that we just saw in the State of the Union address, Trump's remarks, and we're seeing what people are really saying on Twitter X and what people's opinions are, okay? So Thomas Massey, this is my view tonight at the State of the Union from the Republican side of the aisle. And again, that was Thomas Massey. Let's look for some newer notifications. So when we're looking at some of the newer things that are happening, again, what are you guys thinking? Okay, ultimately, I think that this is completely obvious that we are going to war with Iran. I think that this is the sign of things. Warmonger Lindsey Graham is crying that Trump did not declare war on Iran tonight at the State of the Union. Well, he kind of did. I mean, he said that Iran is causing all of these problems and that basically everything Israel's doing, he said Iran's doing that. So, you mean, he didn't call for war with Iran, but, he definitely didn't. He definitely did not condemn Israel, and he definitely did not shy away from, hyping the people up for a war, for the idea of a potential war with Iran. And again, I love Trump. I was a 2-time Trump supporter, but, we just cannot do this. Okay, so Nancy Pelosi appears out of it during Trump's State of the Union speech. Yeah. Yep, we watched that. Again, Senator John Kennedy to President Trump. I think you should take the rest of the day off. Man is a machine. Yeah, so a lot of Trump glazing from the MAGA crowd. Same kind of scripts. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf with the Purple Heart after he survived the terrorist attack in D.C. by the Islamic extremists. It's really covering the highlights of the Medal of Honor recipients. It's looking like a lot of the algorithms really touching on, the patriotic message that Trump had given. I'm trying to focus on whether or not we're going to war with Iran. I want to hear that we're not going to be going to war with Iran. And, ultimately, again, we didn't get a declaration of war with Iran, but we also didn't exactly get the greatest message of not going to war with Iran. Okay, so that was kind of my take on it. So Eric Daughtry, or Daugherty, whatever his name is, he usually posts a lot of stuff about Trump, and again, I just wanted to see what other people are saying. So a lot of the MAGA crowd, again, Eric Daughtry's, a lot of his posts are very MAGA, pro-MAGA stuff, so we're going to look at what the MAGA crowd is saying. One guy said, great speech, but no accountability. Yeah, I agree with that. Wow, I am sure that it is totally authentic. A guy with a Trump tie was able to get next to Trump and then pulled out the marker. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. A lot of hate, right? That's a nice souvenir. This is why he's a natural marketer. Sees the brand in the wild, grabs it, sells the moment. Meanwhile, half of Congress can't even manage eye contact without script. So funny. Trump can be quite funny sometimes. So a lot of the MAGA crowd seems to be enjoying what the overall message was. And it wasn't a bad speech. It wasn't. It was pretty good, especially when you look at these videos of Rashida Tlaib and how immature these people really were acting. Like, absolutely unreal, right?
Serious penalties for public officials.
Ilhan Omar,
who block
Rashida
the
Tlaib.
removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country. And
That reminds me of college. Like, this reminds me of college. Like, that reminds me of college so much. Sorry about that noise. My laptop's being a little glitchy right now. Struggling a little bit. We're lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. And again, we're getting Twitter X. The Twitter X audience right now is pretty much saying everything that I was saying, right? It looks like we're all looking for the same results from Trump. We wanted the same things. President Trump's State of the Union speech was under 2 hours, around 1 hour and 48 minutes, whatever that means. U.S. President Donald Trump has finished his State of the Union address, making it the longest in history. Israel's opposition leader, Yair Lapid, said he supports expansion as broad as possible, adding that Zionism is based on the Bible, and the borders are the borders of the Bible. And so, again, we're hearing more of this rhetoric from Israel. They're using the Bible as a Trojan horse to essentially allow them to pillage and destroy any country they want so they can overtake the United States. So that's kind of what's happening with that. Amalek, as they like to call it. Again, more posts from Eric Daughtry and the White House giving updates. Yeah, more. The memes are going crazy with Nancy Pelosi from that little shot. Some people are saying it is all over. So a lot of people are there's a lot of mixed opinions on things that are going on. So what do you think about the entire war? What do you think about everything that's going on? Again, I think that we will be going to war with Iran. And I hope that that doesn't happen, that we would to see lobbies of APEC. All of that's important. Sorry. All these random videos popping up, violent videos. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, issued a bombshell warning that Russia would use a non-strategic nuclear weapon against Ukraine and potentially the UK and France if Western nuclear tech is transferred to Kiev, citing SVR claims via TASS. So again, this was released by Russia and their intelligence. What do you guys think? Again, we're pretty close to midnight, according to the Rand Corporation, according to the Doomsday Clock. So this is where I think's happening now. Hopefully you guys are feeling safe. Hopefully you guys are ready for what's coming. President Trump demands a ban on congressional insider stock trading. And again, that was a big statement. A lot of people are saying that. But let's see what the comments say under this little post. Yep, a lot of people are agreeing that the Democrats were really upset because they know that they are going to lose a fortune in profits. Absolutely. Banning congressional trading has massive public support. Members using classified briefings to trade stocks is corruption. Everyone agrees it needs to stop. It's what America wants. I wish our government pursued more policies that Americans want. Again, we're seeing a lot of this kind of stuff circulating throughout X right now, and that's pretty much the sentiment. So overall, people think that Trump is doing an okay job. And I do too. I think that Trump isn't the worst president we've ever had. Obviously, I believe, he's doing better than anybody else could. The guy's like, how old? 80 years old. He's moving around like he's like my age. I'm 27. And the guy gets around like it's nothing, right? So wrapping up this episode, if you guys are looking to grow on social media, if you guys are looking to grow in your business, work with me at goldsharkmedia.com. We help grow with entrepreneurs through lead generation, SEO, website development, and we assist with all of those things, okay? We build you a CRM, we get you more clients, recurring revenue, we do all of it. We're a digital marketing agency, we're a hybrid of a software company as well. So all of these things we can do. If you're looking for freelancers, you're looking for assistants, you're looking for video editors, clippers, we have lots of clients who already know what we can do for you. Okay, you need help in real estate. If you need help in real estate, work with me. I'm a Michigan real estate agent. I work with buyers, sellers, investors. All you got to do is book a time slot with me. Let's talk about your real estate situation. Let's talk about who you are, what you do, and how we can help you achieve your American dream. Just book a time slot on the calendar. And then, hey, if you want to become a real estate agent, I also have a real estate course, over 1,300 practice questions, 200 vocab terms, relevant for all 50 states. So if you live in Hawaii, you live in Seattle, you live in wherever, right? You live in Florida, you live in any of these other states, then you could still take this online course. You can become a real estate agent, make fat commissions like me. It's pretty nice. It's a nice way to be free from the matrix, right? So ultimately, thanks for tuning in. You really want to help your life. You want to do something great with your life, then you need to become industrious. So be sure to work with me. I'll help you grow your business in real estate, whether it's lead generation, anything like that, right? We'll help you in crypto even. We'll help you do it all. I have experience. I've done well with all of these things myself, and I can help you do the same. So work with me. And again, thank you for watching this episode. What do you guys think about the entire thing? What are your thoughts? Ultimately, Trump's out there doing his best. I think at the same time, we also have a president who is very well likely to be occupied. And whether that means he's implicated in the Epstein files, whether that means whether that means he has control of the Epstein files. Maybe he's, holding over everybody's head. Maybe the 5D chess theory isn't wrong. So that's kind of my take on it. So what are you thinking? So without further ado, that's all I have to say about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the State of the Union address. And without further ado,